The exhibition explores how the closure became a defining chapter in Gibraltar's modern identity, while also placing it within the broader context of European integration and ongoing negotiations over Gibraltar's post-Brexit future.
Well, I think the context is interesting. First of all, you have, the frontier was opened. Franco applies political pressure to regain the sovereignty of Gibraltar. It doesn't work. It ends up with a closed border. Franco then dies. The border is closed for longer by the transitional democratic regimes than it had been, curiously, under the dictatorship. But Spain wants to join the European community. You cannot have a closed border between two parts of the European community. So the border is opened by one of the first acts of the first socialist government of Felipe González was to, in the first meeting of the cabinet of ministers, was to decree that the border was going to open in a limited opening in 1982. For pedestrians only, and then in 1985 there was a full opening. But that came at a price, as the exhibition itself shows. Spain wanted something in exchange for opening the border in 1985, and what they obtained under the Brussels Agreement explicitly at that time was the start of a negotiating process on the sovereignty of Gibraltar, which many people here rejected. So when it opened, there was an element of controversy precisely because of this.
At the launch, the Deputy Chief Minister said that over the decades, those crossing the frontier have often been subjected to deliberate and disproportionate controls. Joseph Garcia also highlighted how on occasions frontier controls have also been subject to the whim of individual officers.
The border has always been at the centre, I think, of relations between Gibraltar and Spain. It's been almost the barometer of those relations. When it's been free-flowing, it's because things are better. When it's been difficult to cross because of the deliberate delays which we have seen over the decades, then clearly relations are worse. So it's been a barometer of those relations. And what we are commemorating in the exhibition is the 40 years since the full opening of the border in February 1985.
The exhibition has been in the works since last year. For months, the team at the National Archives has been digging through boxes, selecting pieces to bring the collection to life, in what archivist Jerry Wood says is an exhibition with something for everyone.
Especially to the youth. One of our greatest intentions is to actually educate our youth, and when the schools come over, to be able to actually tell that story to them, so that the children are aware of what our ancestors, or what our parents, or what our grandparents, or what they've all experienced. And maybe perhaps with that, they will, every National Day, when the red and white flag is flying, they will know what is the true meaning of being a Gibraltarian.
The new exhibition, marking 40 years since the full reopening of the frontier, is now open to the public at the John Macintosh Hall from today until the 26th of September.